This video explains how humans could colonize the solar system. At the moment, all of life as we know it lives right here on planet Earth. Well, apart from a few astronauts flying over. However, for humankind to survive in the long run, we will need to colonize space. We need to have a backup plan so we can repopulate Earth after a global catastrophe. There are reasons why our civilization might not survive on Earth, such as asteroid impact, nuclear war, volcanic winter, overpopulation, a solar flare, or deadly disease. Our beloved moon might be a good candidate to build our first colony in outer space. After all, it worked out well last time we visited. The moon has a rocky surface, plenty sunlight, gravity, and is close to Earth. It's easy to transport cargo here, and you can even make a phone call to Earth. To live on the moon, we need to farm food and produce energy with solar panels. Water is available in the form of ice, as you can see on this photograph of the moon's craters. Unfortunately, the levels of space radiation are high on the moon. Space radiation causes cancer, so we should probably shelter in one of the many craters and extinct lava tubes on the moon. A steel and glass dome could provide some light. So, the moon is close to Earth, you can even make a phone call, there is water, sunlight, and you can shelter. However, there is a lot of radiation, and because there is no atmosphere, even a small meteorite could shatter the greenhouse you live in. Maybe planet Mars is a better idea. Once it used to look like Earth, with oceans of liquid water, canyons, and a proper atmosphere. Mars has two very small moons. You could land your rocket on them. When you arrive with your spacecraft, you will notice Mars is covered in red dust, and it is smaller than planet Earth, which means lower gravity. The dust storms can be a bit of a problem for astronauts. The dust even blocks the sunlight. For your own safety, you will live indoors. However, you should go out sometime to clean the dust off your solar panels. Mars has enough water for agriculture, and metal can be found in meteorites. Again, you might shelter inside a crater or lava tube to protect yourself from radiation. A different option is to make Mars look like Earth. It's called terraforming. We need to add a lot of greenhouse gases to the currently thin atmosphere to warm planet Mars. There's enough water ice in the soil and on the poles to create a new ocean once it melts. The advantages of Mars are also that it got days of 24 hours and it got seasons like Earth. However, dust storms and space radiation, weak sunlight and only a thin atmosphere are a bit of a disadvantage. Venus, on the other hand, is a lot warmer and it has a dense atmosphere. Venus is Earth's terrible twin sister, the same size, but boiling hot and with the smell of rotten eggs. The 420 degrees centigrade atmosphere is filled with carbon dioxide and a bit of sulfur. The only camera we've ever sent has melted after sending the picture below. We could try to terraform Venus by making a shield to protect it from the sun and bringing in lots of water as there is none. Far better would be to float in the clouds, as temperatures are more pleasant up here. With balloons you could have a flying city, bathing in sunlight, but with some protection. Your house could simply be dangling in mid-air. So Venus is still close to Earth, and it's really a paradise if you could live in the clouds. However, it's a bit hot, no water, and because it rotates really slowly, one time day and night will take you 243 Earth days. Further up, there is a swarm of rocky asteroids. They are located between Mars and Jupiter. The asteroid belt is rich in metal and some ice. Potentially, you could dig a protected hollow living space inside one of them. Or make a fortune by selling the metals inside. So, the asteroids are very close to Earth, well, relatively, and hugely profitable thanks to the metal deposits. However, they do tend to hit each other. Jupiter is the largest planet of the solar system. It's got 69 moons. The four largest are Callisto, Ganymede, Europa and Io. Of course, these moons are very small compared to Jupiter, as this photograph shows you. Europa is the likeliest candidate for alien life, as it has an ocean of liquid water covered by a crust of ice. To visit Europa, you will need a submarine and a drill to crack through the ice. On the ocean floor, you will find hot springs, because the inside of Europa is actually warm. This is caused by the strong gravity of Jupiter, creating tidal waves of friction inside the rocks. The ice sheet is about minus 170 degrees centigrade, very cold. So the advantages of liquid water and protection deep under the ice are maybe not enough to make you live there. It's very cold and the ice layers have tectonics, they tend to move. Further up you'll find Callisto, with the oldest rocky crust in the solar system. Callisto is about the same size as planet Mercury. The two advantages on living on Callisto are a layer of liquid water on 100 kilometers depth and the fact that its location happens to have a lower amount of dangerous radiation. Yet the temperatures are not that great. Maybe our own moon might be a better place to start. The last two interesting moons orbit Saturn. And while you're there, do admire the rings. Saturn has 62 moons, of which Titan and Enceladus are worth a closer look. Titan has a huge amount of water available, more than Earth and Europa put together. The blue drops of water you see next to each planet on the picture above represent just how much water there is. On top of that, Titan is filled with methane, which you could use as rocket fuel. Enceladus is a tiny moon. In fact, it can't even cover England. However, it has the most intriguing things going on below its surface. Probably bacteria could happily survive here. Finally, you could also build a spaceship anywhere. A good location for your spaceship to hover would be in one of these 5 Lagrange points in the orbit of planet Earth. Lagrange points are places in space where you automatically stay put because of a planet's gravity. If you choose to live on L1 or L2, you are even protected against some of the space radiation. To make life easier on your spacecraft, you can spin it to create the illusion of gravity. Visionary space architects like Dyson and Bernal already came up with designs of cities in space, spinning around so everything is pushed against the side of the spacecraft. People can walk here as if on Earth. The only odd thing is you can't see a horizon when you live in a cylinder. You could even design a starship ready to make a 1,000-year journey to another part of the galaxy. Alright, here's your to-do list for colonizing a planet. First, choose your destination. Will it be the Moon, Mars, floating in the clouds of Venus, on the ocean floor of Europa, or terraforming Mars or Venus? You can build a rotating spaceship on a Lagrange point, or become a billionaire by mining an asteroid. Secondly, sort out your finances, as each kilo of cargo will cost you £1,000. How are you going to finance this? And what exactly to bring when you start a farm in space? Make a list of challenges and solutions, because it will be too hot, too cold, no gravity, no metal, no water, too much radiation, and there's no food. Oh, and you can't breathe. Alright, design a spacecraft to take everyone on board that you want to take with you. And come up with a great workout video so your crew stays healthy on board. And be creative. Imagine what aliens could inhabit your destination and how to deal with them. Maybe colonizing a planet is quite a challenge. Good luck with designing your spacecraft, your workout video, and planning your ideal city in outer space.